School of Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 155-pound division and is brought to you by Endurance Oil. And now, let's meet the fighters.
So coming down to the cage, Nick Grandbois out of Ultimate Fighter MMA in Kenora, Ontario. And he says he's looking to get in and beat his opponent, who he says is a nice guy, but that won't keep him from smashing him.
Yeah, I don't think this is a sport where being nice gets you too many victories, so I definitely don't think it'll be a factor tonight. Nick Grandbois definitely looking to take the advantage. He has a lot of training in judo. He was in that for 8 years, and that eventually led to his training in Muay Thai and kickboxing in Thailand, right in the heart of Muay Thai and kickboxing. So he feels like he's ready for a new sport here, and hopefully, or for him, his judo skills may factor into some of the grappling here.
This second-generation fighter following in his dad's footsteps, as his dad was a boxer and a wrestler. MMA not really around when dad was a competitive fighter for Nick Grandbois, but MMA the place to be now for competitive sports, and Nick looking to continue that tradition. Comes in with a 1-3 record, but not really indicative of his skills. 1-1 in the Hard Knocks cage, and is really ready to step in and get that record a little closer to 500.
And physically, he feels a lot better for this fight. He thinks he's added a lot more muscle since the last fight, and he did a 2-stage cut for this fight to prepare for this this bout. So he looks and feels ready to go, I think.
And his opponent.
So coming down to the cage now, Christian Olson out of Prestige Worldwide, and that's the heavyweight champion of the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship. Behind him, Devin Smith, and Prestige Worldwide out of La Ronge, Saskatchewan, has Christian Olson at 2-1 to start his MMA career.
Yes, the world-renowned Prestige Worldwide, right out of, as you mentioned, Devin Smith's garage, I believe?
Devin Smith's garage, the home of Prestige Worldwide, where they do, quote, very scientific stuff in preparing for their fights. Of course, a lot of smiles around the Prestige Worldwide camp. When I asked Christian Olson, as I ask every Hard Knocks fighter before the fight, how are you going to win? He said, fashionably. So no real game plan for Christian Olson tonight, but it should be interesting to see what he can do against Nick Grandbois.
But aside from that, we should still see a very strategic or educated fighter here. He's been training for the last couple of years, and he's primarily a striker, although he is confident in his ground game. The strikes is where he wants to finish this fight, and it has been he hasn't fought for a year, but he still feels ready to go tonight. He has that 2-1 record as he's getting checked right for the cage here, and I think he's definitely, needless to say, aiming for a win here tonight.
Yeah, it's he says that the game plan is to stay on the feet and try and pick Nick apart. Not much separating these two fighters as they step into the Hard Knocks cage and get ready for their amateur fight.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the Power Dodge blue corner, he's 1-3 as an amateur, 31 years old, and stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 155.5 pounds, fighting out of United Fighter MMA from Kenora. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Nick Legionnaire Grandbois. And in the Boston Pizza red corner, he's 2-1 as an amateur, 22 years old, and stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 154 pounds, fighting out of Prestige Worldwide from La Ronge. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Christian the Halfbreed Olson. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Elvis Lyon.
Elvis Lyon in charge of the action inside the cage as both fighters get set to take each other apart. The white trunks for Nick Grandbois, the black and white trunks for Christian Olson, as we are underway here in the amateur fight between these two young men looking to improve their records. Olson coming in 2-1, Grandbois 1-3.
And some early kicks here from Olson, trying to work the legs there. Maybe try and pass it into an eventual takedown.
Nick Grandbois wanting nothing to do with the leg kicks, driving forward and trying to secure that takedown. Both fighters expected this one to go to the ground. Christian Olson now has Grandbois up against the cage, and Grandbois looking to put a little weight on him, maybe try and secure a choke here, as he does have the neck of Olson, but Olson skips away.
And Olson being very aggressive here, trying to get his opponent into a corner at any given time here, trying to keep him corralled and landed some strikes if in his mind.
Again, Olson kind of on the run there momentarily from Grandbois, who's now trying to secure the takedown and does get it with an emphatic slam. Christian Olson now finds himself in the side control of Nick Grandbois, but he's trying to pull that arm, had it trapped momentarily, but he does get it free. Grandbois trying to work, and now Olson doing a good job of getting back into a half guard temporarily. Almost had the full guard there.
And Olson trying to get his arm around his neck there, trying to get a choke in if he could, but Grandbois did a good job keeping his neck securely away from that, and now he finds himself trying to get into a full mount here.
A closed guard now, a full guard for Christian Olson, who was inside control but has transitioned his way into the guard. Holding the head down is Christian Olson, not allowing Nick Grandbois to do much here on the ground. Christian admitted that he doesn't cut much weight to fight. Nick on the other side cutting 20 pounds over the course of a few weeks to get ready for this fight, and is back up, he says, about 15 of those. So Nick, a far bigger fighter than Christian Olson, something that Christian thought he might have trouble with.
And right now, a good example as Nick is right on top and trying to free up some hands to throw some bombs, but Christian Olson doing an all right job to avoid that, but at the same time, he's not scoring very many points laying on his back right now.
Yeah, the dominant position always works in favor of the guy on top when the judges are looking at the scorecard, and it's been about a minute now of Nick Grandbois on top. Olson doing a good job of holding him there and not doing much, but with just 15 seconds here in round number one, Olson now with the body triangle, trying to squeeze a bit of the life out of Nick Grandbois. Had him in a bit of a neck crank as well, but that one unsuccessful. Grandbois pops up, and Olson now will try and find his way out at the end of round one, and does momentarily. Nick Grandbois in a bit of trouble here.
A noticeable limp as he goes back to his corner, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain.
He might have broken a toe. Not sure how that would have happened in that position.
It's definitely a lower body injury, so to say, but
well, he does have his foot out and elevated and off the ground. Elvis Lyon now being called over. And Nick Grandbois in some obvious pain. The question will be whether or not he can continue.
And they're calling
the doctor in to see. And this fight is over. Elvis Lyon calls an end to the fight, as again the knee an issue for Nick Grandbois. We saw it earlier tonight in another fight, and it looks like this one will be called as well. And Christian Olson will be the winner after the knee comes apart of Nick Grandbois.
And that's gotta be disappointing. He showed a lot of heart. Who knows how long he's been in that pain, and he had a dominant position on top of Christian Olson with that pain on his knee, and he lasted the whole round, just couldn't finish it. So unfortunately, all that heart's gonna end up being a loss here for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for the official decision, Hard Knocks would like to send out a special thank you to Sun 102 FM, Hard Knocks official radio station in Estevan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision brought to you by Endurance Oil. At 3 minutes in the very first round, referee Elvis Lyons stopped this bout. The winner by TKO due to verbal tap out. In the red corner, Christian the Happy Olson.
Christian, we'll get you here center of the cage. Obviously happy to get a win, but probably not the way you want to get a win here in the cage.
It's MMA, shit happens, you know, that's what's good about this sport, anything can happen.
So now you managed to finish him with an injury from the bottom. Is that a result of the real scientific stuff you're learning at Prestige Worldwide?
No, I haven't been able to show any of the scientific stuff that I've been doing at Prestige Worldwide, so next bout.
Were you comfortable on the bottom? Did you feel much pressure down there?
I just wanted him to get up, and he's a heavy bastard, so I just wanted to get up and do my thing.
All right, and I'm sure you got coaches and sponsors to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank Chasing the Dragon for sponsoring me and my coach, Devin Smith. The champ, everyone give him a round of applause. Hard Knocks for letting me fight. You know, everyone who came to the show. Thank you all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Christian Olson.